Gemini, welcome to a special reading that is kind of looking back at 2020, the year that was quite interesting, and also looking towards a green light portal that is astrological in nature, where the personal planets will all be direct. As I record this in the second week of, I was going to say March, I don't know why, of October, Mars, that's probably why. Mars is retrograde, and Mercury is poised to go retrograde. And so these are both personal planets, and they will both go direct in the month of November. And Mars goes direct in mid-November. And then from mid-November until the end of January, when we have another Mercury retrograde, we have no personal planets retrograding. And even the other planets, the only other planet during the month of December that's even retrograde is Uranus, and that goes direct in January. So anyway, I thought it would be kind of just fun to look at the past and look at the themes for the upcoming few months. You know, it's not going to affect me doing other types of readings, but it was just a little experiment that I devised. So I'm picking 3 cards for each time period, and I will elaborate on them after I okay. Just picking up the rest of these cards. And sorry for my squeaky chair. Sometimes it seems noisier than others. You hear that? Okay, so this is a card I picked as the heart of the matter to describe the time frame for the first 11 and a half months. Yeah, you know, come to think of it, I mean, when we're talking about, or I guess would it be 10 and a half? Yeah, I guess 10 and a half. No, it's 11 and, no, it's 10 and a half. Yeah, but still, that's a long time. Because from the time period that I'm recording this in October until mid-November, that may be a time when you're still sorting things out that have already happened and getting back up to speed. We have the 7 of Wands, and so I don't know how many Geminis have felt a sense of kind of like on the defensive about something, and this may be related to career matters. The Wands, you have like a couple of those in the past position, but then you have like a few coming up. Wands relate to the individual. They relate to career, so that can include the path that you're on. They can include creativity and independence in general. And so you may have felt the need to defend yourself against somebody else's negative assessment of you in some area of life. And, you know, the other thing too is like in relationships, the need for freedom. So, for instance, because Gemini is a masculine sign, you are going to be just oriented in a way where you are always wanting that for yourself, where you're never not wanting it. And if you feel this sense that somebody is trying to control you, to smother you in some way, you're going to kind of resist that and kind of pull back. And this card, though, I even like think of somebody who is fighting off an attack. It could be a verbal attack, denigration from an individual. So if you're in a workplace where it is not a healthy place to work, that kind of thing. And there may be a reason why you have stayed in that situation, if it is the case, where you feel like this is the best you can do for now. And perhaps there is some truth to that, but it doesn't mean that you like the situation that you're in. You may feel trapped. You may feel like resentful, like these people are doing something to you and you don't appreciate it, and then that has caused the chain reaction. So we're going to talk about these 3 past cards that can be situations that you found yourself in the first 10.5 months of the year, people that you have interacted with that have affected things or what have you. So one of them, or events that have occurred. So one of them was the Page of Wands. Some of you have started your own business, and it's funny that this is Page because you're Gemini, and this is about messages, and certainly Gemini is about communication. So maybe even something that has a connection to the internet, like a YouTube channel where you give your expertise on something. Geminis tend to be experts, have, possess knowledge about something, and you may feel like, hey, I have the ability to teach people something. You might be like a really good teacher, something along those lines. And this came about because somebody wasn't necessarily giving you your props. And so you, decided to, I don't want to say fight back because that sounds kind of negative, but you kind of decided to do your own thing. I also got the Queen of Pentacles, which kind of goes along with this. Maybe this is even for people who are staying at home with their children, that you have found a way to work from home, enjoy the home, during the shutdown. And this may have been a revelation for some Geminis who tend to have one foot out the door and always feel like they want to be exploring something outside. And yet there may be things inside that are really your cup of tea. And perhaps you got into that softer side. This is like a double feminine energy. And speaking of that, we have another double, well, this is not a double feminine, because the king is not feminine, but the cups sure is feminine. That's water, and I don't know what the king represents in terms of elements. But this is a card of, either going to counseling, having a sympathetic authority figure, whether it's a father or a boss, or if you are under siege at work, maybe it's a higher up type of individual, or a human resources, somebody who's a go-between, who gets you, who understands you, and is, kind of trying, or was trying to help you. If this is in terms of any kind of personal relationship, this could be a mature water sign. So Pisces is a sign that you tend to get involved with. I don't know if there's a specific water sign that the King of Cups connects to, but that water element, a counselor, a clergyman, a water sign who is emotionally mature and nurturing, and a good listener, that kind of thing. That kind of person may be in your life, and you may be grateful for that person. And that might have been a saving grace if you've been dealing with a lot of, drama. Sometimes the wands can bring out the drama. So let's look at, I'm going to just put these cards. Oh, wait. Why do I have an extra card here? That's weird. Oh, well, that's just the... I was thinking in terms of the other card being the only card. Okay, so we're going to look at the focus card for the green light period, and we have the Knight of Wands. So this may be a sense of liberation, that you're kind of freeing yourself from whatever that situation was that made you feel on the defensive. Now, these are both wands, so there's still freedom that you're craving, but this time you're more adventurous. Maybe you've gone through a lot and you have emerged, and you have a more freewheeling attitude where you're not as cautious about what's happening. You know, maybe with the Seven of Wands, you felt like you had to defend something, and you said, you know what, I don't have to defend anything. I'm going to be myself and let the chips fall where they may. Now, I would say that the Knight of Wands is somebody who probably is not going to stick around, because the Knight of Wands can be something of a rambler, can be kind of like, you know, on an adventure. And I do have another card that speaks of maybe travel or relocation, Six of Swords. And this is about leaving behind some kind of turmoil or conflict and seeking peace. And it's interesting because you are one of the swords, being an air sign, and the other air signs are Libra and Aquarius. So I don't know if any of them are in your life at the moment, or you think that there could be something, because I did get another swords card. I got the Knight of Swords, and this to me is like, you know, fire and air. Tell it like it is. Being, you know, not being somebody who, that's why I'm saying I'm getting this cautious vibe in the past for whatever reason, that you felt like you had to walk on eggshells with somebody, and now it's like you don't care. And when I say you don't care, it doesn't mean that you're being indifferent, like insensitive, but you have been through so much maybe with somebody that you have just, you realize, like, I think with the Seven of Wands, and I certainly have experienced this, where some people are never going to accept you, and that's just a fact. And you could try and try to gain their approval, and they're not going to give it to you, because they have made up their mind that they're going to always see the worst in you. And there may be some qualities that they, you know, pick apart in you that are definite things that you need to work on. It's not like I'm saying that you're just perfect and these people are just horrible people. Maybe they have reasons why they are seeing things in a certain way, but that doesn't make it right just because they are accurate in what your faults are. Some people who are manipulators, they are very perceptive people, and they can read people very well, and they can tell what your Achilles heel is and kind of exaggerate it like it's so much a part of who you are. And, you know, these kinds of people are not lifting you up. So if you have somebody like this in your life, you may realize how detrimental it is and be trying to get away from that. And then the final card I got is the Strength card. This card is connected to Leo, and like I said, we did get some of these wands which relate to fire signs like Leo, Sag, and Aries. But this is specifically Leo, but it's also about strength. And you know, strength comes from when you feel that you don't have those resources, when you feel like you have your back against the wall. Sometimes that's when you are, and I'm saying you, but everybody, sometimes that's when we are the most powerful, when we have our backs against the wall because we feel a sense of urgency, like something has to give. So at this time, you know, during this period of time, you are going to have a lunar eclipse in your sign, Gemini. And this is at 8 degrees of Gemini. This can be a time when you're able to let go of something about yourself that is holding you back. So if you know this, that's November 30th. And it's a little bit tricky with eclipses because they're not necessarily going to manifest on the date that the official time of the eclipse. I've heard a month before and months afterwards. But there can be this sense of, hey, the universe is helping me to better myself by letting go of an aspect of myself that is hindering me. So just giving you that heads up because this is occurring during this time frame and it may help you on your journey. Okay, that's what I have for you. I hope that this made sense to you or that you were entertained, spiritual entertainment, entertained by it. If you would like a personal reading, most of my readings are astrology based with the natal chart. You can click on the link below this video to get more information about my types of readings. And thank you for watching. Take care. Bye.